everyone, today I will show some tips for installing this TV console. So this is switch hour, and then you basically can decide, you can move this, you can decide which part of this black box will appear. Can be either on the left like this, or it will be on the right, because this is slidable. I will show you some tips, and I actually installed it for a few hours. Actually, I got some lessons learned to share with you. So now let's begin. Okay, so we are assembling this TV console, and here are some tips. So the first step is to install this screw. However, the way to install it is that first you will put the screw inside, and then you will need a screwdriver to fasten it until you hit a stop. So basically you can see that this screw has some loose. So you need to fasten it until this part is getting closer to this part. You see here, basically you screw it in until that part. And then you put that inside, and then you can lock it. So that's the first tip. And second tip, which is really hard for me to figure out, is to install the drawers. For drawers, you install the rail on this side, and then the other part of rail on this side. As you install it, you can see there are two holes for the for fastening the screw here and here. But you will find it very difficult to align the hole with the rail here. So the way I install it, that because you just need to make sure the rail is kind of horizontal, and you don't need to exactly align the screw hole to the screw. So basically, the way I do it is that first before I install the screw, I will have a ruler to make sure and use a knife. I basically use a knife and a ruler to make some scratch, a horizontal scratch, to make sure there's a line, so that when you install it, you can see, you will find the line, the knife cover line here, so you know, oh, this hole is horizontal, so you don't need to find that hole. Otherwise, it's really hard to find the other hole, because the other hole is actually hidden behind this steel, so you cannot see. So the way you know that this is the right position is first install this screw, and then find the line to install the other screw. So that's the second tip, so that you make sure it's horizontal. And basically the best position is that make this a little bit space here, and then you are fine. Because you will also find out the screw on this side and the other side does not align. So the hole is actually not aligned. So if you just install the hole, align this hole with the screw, and the other one align the same hole, you will find out after install it does not align. So basically you need to align this part. Make sure the space from here to here is aligned, but don't care about the screw holes. Otherwise, it will be misleading. So for this drawer, for this rail, so although you can find out the the screw hole actually aligns, but if you install this way, you will find out in the end this is incorrect. The reason is, you see, if your rail is installed in this way, then basically you need to align it. You need to align it in this way. Otherwise, there will be a gap you cannot close. Unless your rail is installed towards a little bit inside, then you can align here. So basically, the most important thing is to align the inside rail and the drawer rail. In my case, I installed it towards the outside, so I need to align it towards here as well. So the way I do it is I still need to draw a line here using a knife to cover it, and then I will install the screw. Not sure whether you can see it. I just use the knife to cover line here so that, see here, so that if I align the carved hole here and here. Yes, I will install the screw here and there. This is how it looks like after I fix it. So basically make sure this is this margin, and then skip this screw hole here, but make a line through here to make sure it's still at the same level. So it's going to be aligned inside. Which will make it easier is to also to put this part, just disassemble it and then put this part and install this rail and then install it. I find this is easier because you follow the instruction. The instruction will ask you to first install this panel and then install the rail. But if you install rail, then it's really hard for you to to kneel down and to get into this position to align. It's really hard because so many rail to install. Easier is just to put it aside so that you can work it this way, and then you install it back. I find this is easier. But this order is optional. Both ways are okay, but I feel like this part is just easier to do it this way. The third tip is when you install this, so basically for the drawer, you will install this panel to this shower like this, and then based on the instruction, you will put X, Y, Z like this. You need to get the direction right. So which means the tricky part is this Z part. So you put this. Okay, so this is X and Z. You see the Z, the smooth face will face towards the drawer inside, and then so that you can install the screw all the way down, and then you install the panel here, and then use a cap here. So Y capped on Z, but the Z you see is on this direction. Because the first time when I install it in the opposite direction. I will show you the wrong way to do it. This is wrong because if you screw like this, and then basically you will crush the Z to be flat, and then this Y cap will not be kept in. So this is wrong. So the correct way is to make sure the smooth face of this Z is against the wall. And then you can still screw the X and then cap the Y. So this is the third tip. Okay, so this is how it looks after installation.